don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
Serving my country required sacrifice. Sacrifice that changed my life forever. I remember the day I came home. Because of my injuries, this house wasn't right for me anymore. I remember the narrow doorways, the small bathrooms, the shelves out of reach when in my wheelchair. Every day was full of obstacles. I felt trapped. I remember a better day, the day my family received a specially adapted custom home from Homes for Our Troops. That day changed everything. Now we have a safe and accessible home to enjoy the freedom I fought for. This place, our home, is exactly what we needed to rebuild our lives.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They've got him! It's a sack!
Sixers.
Oh, baby!
And Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
To the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schweim.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schweim.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schweim and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds with me here on the last Sunday in March. Beware the Ides of March, and good to see you there, Andrew Leeds.
Good to see you too, Schweiner. How we feeling?
I'm doing all right, Danny Ryan.
Top of the morning, Schweiner.
Top of the morning,
How we doing
Danny.
today?
Isn't that an Irish name, Danny Ryan?
Beware the Ides of Brandon Marsh. Hitting a homer yesterday.
Saving Danny Ryan, Private Ryan. Yeah, man, the shadows didn't bother the Phillies yesterday.
No shadows to be found. No shadows
Funny
to be
how
found.
that works, you know?
So yesterday I made a big deal of the fact that both announcers on both the radios, Fransky and the television side, all they did was make excuses for the shadows. All day, enough's enough. We know there's a shadow. Stop making excuses. Yesterday they went out and scored 11 runs without the shadows. An offensive explosion there, Andrew Leeds.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was firing on all cylinders yesterday. It was nice to see the offense get going early. Obviously, Schwarber tried to take that big hit right off the bat for 2 and got thrown out, which was, it's always funny seeing Schwarber, take off for second, even when it does fall short. But
he's already been picked off stealing a base in game 1, and he got picked off trying to stretch it into a single into a double.
Yeah.
But Danny, everybody, I felt good for Stott and Marsh yesterday, getting off the schneid.
Mm-hmm.
The team, obviously Trey Turner comes down with back spasms and
last
he doesn't
second.
play. But all in all, I mean, look, Luzardo, he pitched really well.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little concerned after the 2-run home run he allowed, but then he settled in, had 11 strikeouts. He was striking guys out at an alarming rate. I think it was 11 through, 5, 6? Only 2 walks, so he settled in nicely.
Our pitching struck out 13 game 1, and then yesterday, a total of 11 Ks.
Yeah, I mean, he looked really good after that homer, and so he's got great velocity. He was hitting 98. He was hitting a spot 2 on the outside corner with the fastball. The slider away looked nasty to those hitters.
He said in the post-game interview, he said his changeup wasn't working that well.
Yeah, so he probably had to lean more on the slider and the fastball and try and paint those,
so
more than he expected.
He gets his first win in the Phillies uniform, and when you come to a new team to have to get jump right in like that and get your first win under your belt. That had to be pretty gratifying, satisfying for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's always a great feeling, putting on that new uniform. I'm sure there's a lot of jitters. You want to get out there and you want to do great for your new team and your new city. And, yeah, getting that win, looked impressive besides that homer, as Danny said. And, yeah, can't wait to see what he can do the rest of the season.
So we'll do a little. We'll talk a little baseball, but I also want to talk about the Dodgers and the Yankees. Their beginning of the season has been pretty good.
Did you see what the Yankees are doing now with their bats, by the way?
Yeah, Andrew and I were talking about
How is that legal?
I don't know. It's almost like a softball bat.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting, they're making the barrel bigger almost.
Yeah.
Putting it right on the label.
Yeah,
all the
that's why
wood
it's
in the
like,
bat's going right to the label.
If it's not illegal, why has nobody ever thought of this before? Because it's like,
I'm
let's make the.
I'm going to venture to say that it's going to be borderline illegal.
And also, too, like, isn't the bat going to snap easily now if you don't make perfect contact on the barrel?
You would think. But the first three pitches, Bellinger, Judge, and who else?
Austin Wells.
All three go yard.
Yeah, Judge had 3 homers yesterday. I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence. They switch up their bats. They put more wood to the label, and then they broke a franchise record for homers in a game. I'm pretty sure with 9. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And then of course the NCAA tournaments in like full swing. Duke wins last night, but I dropped like a rock on my bracket. I'm like down at 27.
Yeah, I'm really struggling.
I was holding 3 and 4. Now I'm at 27.
I think I fell to like 11th in mine, which I was in first through like the first 2 rounds. So, it tends to go that way. I feel in March Madness, you get a hot start and then it just comes crumbling down.
So Duke won last night, and so did
Florida.
Won.
Nearly blew it.
They're in the Final Four.
Yeah, that Florida game was really good. Duke, Alabama, not so much. My buddy calls me. He goes, "Hey, I'm in Jersey. I can't place a bet on this Duke Alabama game. Are you in Philly right now?" I said, "Yeah, I'm in Philly. I'll place this bet for you." Throws 100 on Alabama spread, which after the bad start went to like 11.5, and then threw 100 on Alabama money line. I'm like, "Listen, I don't think Alabama wins this. Are you sure?" He goes, "Nah, man, I'm on a heater. It's a lock." They get blown out by, 18, 20 points.
So much for locks.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got a little basketball, and then the Flyers this week make a lot of noise firing John Tortorella. Look, I said this yesterday. His record, I think, is like 97, 107, and 31. Never made the playoffs. They had no expectations for these teams. Like, after a while, the coaches started to butt head with certain players. Mitchkov's obviously he scored like 4 goals in his last 2 games without Tortorella.
Yeah, and he should have had a hat trick that first game. I mean, he completely
he
completely bottled that one. But I mean,
how do you hit a post on an empty net?
I mean, obviously there was some defensive pressure. He was trying to get it around them. It was ridiculous. But yeah, Tortorella
tripped over the ref right after too.
Yeah, he slipped. He looked at the goal, was like, it didn't go in. Tortorella. I mean, I think he is a good coach. I just don't think he's the coach that the Flyers need right now. I mean, it's clear with his comments he made last week. He didn't want to be a part of a rebuilding team.
He was interviewed by NBC Sports Philly, right?
Yeah,
and you can hear it in his answers that he was like frustrated, and we didn't know at the time that there was something between him and Cam York that happened. And that happened up in Toronto, and while they said it no fisticuffs, I heard it was a pretty heated exchange. Like there could have been a little pushing and shoving.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I think that they were going to move on from him, when the season concluded. And whatever happened, starting with the comments saying he's not interested in learning how to coach this type of season, essentially not interested in learning how to coach a rebuild. And then to go, like you said, if it was really a heated exchange, maybe getting in each other's faces, you don't need that type of drama in the locker room.
I think there's some pushing and shoving going on.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
he seems like an aggressive guy as a coach. And I mean,
a lot of the locker room favorites, too, were traded because of John Tortorella. He didn't like the way some of these guys were playing. They didn't fit his play style, so he shipped them out of there.
He had been here for a few years. It really hadn't done anything and really didn't look like he was going to be like the player that we once thought he was.
The Lawton trade definitely shook up the locker room. You saw the Last Supper picture that he put out there on Twitter the night before the deadline. So I think it just came to a boiling point with Torts and this team. And, I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. They're not playing tough competition out there these first 2 games without Torts, but they do look like a much freer hockey team. They're playing with much more energy. And honestly, they look like they're getting some cool moves out there. I don't know if you saw that one assist yesterday. I forget, it might have been the assist to the Tippett goal, but it was like between the legs, backwards. Yeah. Like they're playing free out there right now. You can tell.
They've got, when you have a change like that, some guys are going to feel the weight of the world lifted off their shoulders.
Feel like they can play without making mistakes all the time.
Without looking over their shoulder.
Yeah.
Now, I have a list of Philadelphia's top 5 draft picks since 2000 for the 4 big sports teams: Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, and Eagles. Gavin Floyd, he was taken 4th. Mickey Moniak, 1st.
Oh, Mickey.
Alec Boehm, 3rd. Yanni Picketin from the Flyers. James Van Riemsdyk. Nolan Patrick. Gunnar Gauthier, right?
Gauthier.
Yeah. Lane Johnson. Carson Wentz. Evan Turner. Embiid, Okafor. Ben Simmons, and Marshall Faulk.
Is it Markel Fultz?
Markel Fultz.
Yeah, there you go.
What did I say?
Marshall Faulk. I was like, Marshall Faulk.
Legendary
Markel
running back
Fultz.
for the Rams.
Tongue twisted.
Yeah.
So like you look at these picks and nothing really like jumps off. Like Okafor, Ben Simmons, we had a lot of hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was
Embiid.
Lane Johnson? Obviously is a great name. Embiid, MVP. But
Floyd, Moniak.
not the success you'd want to see. Honestly,
Right?
I would say.
I mean, if you look at the body of work since 2000, that's not like
No.
that's not
Yeah, you
great.
got-
And what is that? Top 10 picks?
top 5 draft picks.
Top 5 draft
Yeah,
picks.
I would
top
say
5.
you've got like 2 Hall of Fame level talents in Embiid and Lane, and outside of that, a lot of just
But Embiid
middle
will
of the
never-
pack.
a Hall of Fame talent, but he'll never make the Hall of Fame.
The basketball Hall of Fame's super easy to make. I think he's a Hall of
You think
Famer.
he's a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, because it's not
I
the
think-
NBA Hall of Fame, it's the Basketball Hall
Yeah,
of Fame.
I
That's
mean,
the
there's
thing.
no MVP besides Derrick Rose hasn't made the Hall of Fame.
And he's not eligible yet, I don't think.
He's not
right?
But he's
eligible
never
yet.
won a championship.
Yeah.
The basketball Hall of
Just-
Fame, that doesn't matter. You
Doesn't
could,
matter?
yeah. I mean, you got guys who they're just good overseas. You got guys who just are good in college
Right,
make the
that's
basketball Hall of Fame. So I think Embiid will,
It's
but
not an NBA Hall of Fame.
yeah, it's not as hard as the NFL or the
All right,
NBA.
we got a great show lined up today, fellas. Today we kick it off with Tommy Greene.
There we
go
go.
on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by Blitz's Market of Ocean City. I stopped in there yesterday, saw Dave Newman and Maggie and Mama Blitz, the whole Blitz's crowd. I got myself my 12 ounces of liquid sunshine.
Well, I need some
this
of that.
morning.
I haven't had that
I'm
in a
all
while.
fired up.
Juiced up.
Yeah, man.
There we go.
By the way, my daughter is down in Ocean City, Maryland for the cheer competition with Royal Revolutions. They won again.
AG and
Wow.
her
She
squad are
won.
killing
You
it.
see the jacket she won.
It's unbelievable. She's having one hell of a year when it comes to
That's
sports.
Yeah, she's an
unbelievable.
athlete, Schweiner.
She takes after the old man.
There you go. Raising her right.
And then, of course, at 11:30, we'll have our high school athletes in the spotlight with Fran Malaughlin, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. So we got a lot to do. Let's get her going, fellas.
Yes,
The
sir.
First hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection, and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with over 20 offices locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether for commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce, financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call anytime, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Y'all are saying biscuits aren't as good as bagels for breakfast sandwich? The biscuit is better.
Cece, no,
The biscuit is better.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Y'all are having the wrong. I don't know who making y'all biscuits. Y'all are all off. Like, if you got a biscuit as the vehicle for the breakfast sandwich, I'll take that 10 times out of 10 over a bagel.
What?
Wake up weekday mornings with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the locker room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Attention lovebirds, your perfect moment deserves the perfect ring. Get up to 50% off during Sage Jewelers' exclusive engagement ring sale.
Discover brilliant, natural, and stunning lab-grown diamonds designs, each crafted to capture the beauty of your forever love. But don't wait, this sale won't last.
Visit Sage Jewelers on Tilton Road in Northfield or shop online at sagejewelers.com. Your love story starts here.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim in my locker room, a youth movement. Danny Ryan, intern Andrew Leeds. By the way, the Sixers officially eliminated from the playoffs.
Remember when Nick Earnshaw said they were going to be the next Philadelphia sports team to win a championship?
I think about that all the time, man.
And when I was interviewing Amy Fadul, and I said the guy that told the camera, he was asked, who's the next team in Philly
on Radio Row?
Oh, no, that wasn't Radio Row. It was the Philadelphia Sports Writers.
Oh, okay.
She started laughing because she covers this.
Yeah.
She knows.
Oh, yeah.
But
she has to put on a smile every single night covering that team.
we need them to just keep losing. Tank them.
Yeah.
They're going to tank.
Capture the flag, baby. Hopefully Cooper Flag declares and becomes the number one overall pick. Stranger things have happened, though. Do you really want, one of the league's most captivating and brightest talents going to Washington? Or, who has the second best odds right now? Brooklyn,
Utah,
I think.
Utah's up there.
I don't know.
All right, so yesterday on the show, and since we're going there right now, I'll ask you, would you get rid of Maxey if that would guarantee a flag?
What do you mean, trade Maxey for the first overall pick?
And maybe you probably have to get rid of draft choice or a player.
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Because he's somebody who can build your whole team around.
He is, but at the same time.
He's a franchise player. You got to get rid of something to get something.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I'm not advocating one way or the other. I'm just trying to keep an
If
open
that
mind.
hypothetical was, yeah.
I see the hypothetical, but obviously I would.
Nicky said no, absolutely.
I would rather try and trade Paul George first with draft capital or Embiid with draft capital before I do Maxey. But if it meant getting rid of Maxey for Cooper Flag, I'd probably do it. To be honest with
looks
you,
like he's not coming back.
Living in a hypothetical world, this would never happen. I probably would do it. I mean, you're talking about a 6'2" point guard.
Washington would do it. Washington probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, who would? But at the end of the day, I'd make that trade-off. Because Cooper Flag's a point forward who has point guard skills, can shoot the three. Like
somebody you could build a franchise around.
And the fact that we have Jared McCain in the wings
right.
does make it easier to potentially move Maxey.
You guys, Nicky said the same thing. I would put a lot of hope in him.
Who, Jared McCain?
Yeah.
No, I would. He's
Really?
a certified stud.
I like him.
He can not only shoot the lights out from three, but he's quicker than I thought he was going to be, and he attacks the rim better than I thought he was going to. So, I mean, listen, it's not an easy injury to come back from. What he's going to be doing in this next off season, but I have faith in him.
All right, let's get let's turn our attention to the Philadelphia Phillies. Opening day was Thursday. They come back and they win again yesterday. It was a fun game to watch. I mean, I got horizontal on my couch.
Yeah.
I got home. It was beautiful out yesterday. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
nice and warm. I had all the doors open, and I was just chilling out watching baseball. And it was such a pleasure to watch because guess what? They were hitting. This team is feast or famine, though, guys.
It is.
I mean, 19 strikeouts in game one.
Yeah.
And that was hard. That was a tough pill for me to swallow. Now I know there's 162 games. That was only game one, but this team seems like it refuses to want to play small ball or play fundamentally sound like baseball. You just get the bat on the ball. They swing for the fences, and boy, do we love it when they go yard. Schwarber goes yard again. Stott hits one. Marsh hits one yesterday. But what happens when the playoffs come around and we don't hit long ball?
Yeah, I mean, that's the recurring issue for this team. I mean, it's just, they just love, like you said, to go for the long ball. And, again, we love it. We love, ball go boom. I mean, it's, one of my favorite things to watch.
I love it.
But it's tough because you would like to see a bit more progression on that small ball mentality of just racking up hits and scoring runs the old-fashioned way.
Who did you feel better for? Who did you felt the best for yesterday, Danny? Or the Phillies for having a good game?
I felt the best for Marsh, honestly. Stott, I kind of expected him to return to his 2022 form, whereas Marsh, he had a good day yesterday, not only against righties, but against lefties. I think he had an opposite field hit against a lefty yesterday. He was really seeing the ball well, and if he can hit lefties this year, that's going to be huge, not only for this entire team, but just to have some productivity at the bottom of the lineup and set the table for guys like Turner or Schwarber, whoever's leading off that day. That's huge, so I felt better for him.
How about you, Leeds?
Who
did you like that? I'm glad he had a great game yesterday.
I'm gonna go with honestly Luzardo. I mean, I know it's different from offensively. Yeah, it's good to see him get a good start like that. I mean, guys like Marsh, I do feel happy for Marsh as well. Yeah. I mean, that is good to see him get the swing of things.
I felt the best for Schwarber because he produced in both the first and the fourth hole.
Yeah,
I want to see him in the fourth hole.
So do I.
That's the way it is. I want to see him bat cleanup.
Especially if a guy like Marsh or Stott, don't get me wrong, I think we're all expecting better years from them, especially Stott, but if they're not producing, like I just mentioned, at the bottom of that lineup, and you have Schwarber in the leadoff hole, and they're not setting the table for him, you'd rather have him in the 4 hole. I know he had a solo homer in the cleanup spot the other day, but more often than not, you're going to have guys on base when he comes up in that 4 hole, so I like him there too. I know we've had the debate the past couple years, but to this point, I mean, you've done the Schwarber leadoff experiment. It worked. I'm not saying you can, just completely disband it. Maybe switch it up, go back to it every now and again. But I would like to see Trey settle into that leadoff spot. He's got the speed for it.
Leedsy, Alec Boehm, I've been talking the last couple of weeks in jest. I say in jest about for him to do something different to change his persona, the way people perceive him. Looks like I want him to come out with a different look.
He did cut his hair a little bit.
He did get a trim. He got a little trim. It got the guy's on fire.
Yeah, I mean, he is on fire. Yeah, no, he's been great so far to start the season. I'm going to be honest with you, but I didn't even notice that he got a hair trim.
But he did.
Yeah, he did, though, apparently. So you know what?
He heard the Schweiner.
Yeah, he's listening to 97.3 every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon, baby.
Didn't go the buzz route, but he did get a nice trim.
But guess what? He did take he took about an inch or two off. All right, I like it.
He's been funny in his post-game interviews too. Not necessarily the media availability in the locker room. He's more, bottled up there.
I got to be honest with you. There's something about Alec Boehm that doesn't sit well with me. I don't know what it is.
You can't just say that and then not know what it is.
No, I don't. It's the way you're right. The way he answers questions in the interview, his smugness. Like you guys are too young. My youth movement here, but Mike Schmidt, who is a Hall of Famer,
probably the greatest Philly of all time.
Right? He was so good. He looked like he didn't even have to try, and because he looked like he wasn't trying, people got upset with him.
Mm-hmm.
People got upset with Mike Schmidt.
They see it as a lack of effort.
His interview after the game, he had no emotion. Like he didn't really say too much. Alec Boehm has like that. You know what I'm saying, Danny? Like when he's being interviewed after the post game interviews.
You could say in a different way from Boehm, but that Jalen Hurts has had that criticism a lot of the time.
There's another guy.
Where it doesn't seem like he has much emotions. Like, how much does he care?
Like, how many times do we see Jalen Hurts go to the bench, the sidelines, and sit there and just stare like a blank stare out in outer space? Like, not interacting with anybody, like all business. I get it. There's people that are like that. Alec Boehm, his perception, we talk about this all the time. People perceive him as like a spoiled, rotten baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Entitlement type thing.
Just mentally weak, I guess you could put it, because of the temper tantrums.
And then he knows this, so when he answers questions, it almost he's got like a defensive like posture about him.
Yeah, I can see
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And that turns me off. Look, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I like Alec Boehm. He made an error in the field yesterday, but he's not going to. And if he's not going to, and I also told you guys this too, that if he knocks the cover off the ball, it doesn't matter how long his hair is. It doesn't matter how smug he is.
Especially if he does it in the postseason.
Right.
We know he can do it in the regular season. He slowed down towards the end of last year, but yeah, I don't care how he talks. I don't care what he looks like. Shaved head, he's got the flow, beard, no beard. As long as he's producing and hitting balls like he did in the first game of the season, I mean, he smoked that double, to give us the lead. Obviously, I'm fine with whatever he wants to do.
Nola's on the hill today. So look at that. We're 2-0. We take the first two games. By the way, I think it's the first time we won a series opening series since 2010. I think I saw or heard. The Phillies send Nola to the hill today, who's technically your second. He's your number two.
It is interesting.
But they want to go right, left.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand why they didn't go. If you're going to go right, left, that's fine. But go Sanchez in the second game. Now maybe they want to have him start the season at home, and I don't know what their reasoning is. But
they put Jesus Luzardo up in the 2 spot.
Well, I mean, obviously he's their 5-star. That's why I was confused about that.
Is there really from 3 to 5? Is there any? I mean, Taiwan Walker obviously there's a big.
But I honestly think Sanchez could be our 2. I think he is our 2. I think he's better than Nola.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, based off last season, he had a better season than Nola.
And he's got 4 miles per hour more on his fastball now, up to 98.
Think about this though. We're going into game 3. We got Nola. Like this,
you could have still done that though. That's my point. You could have gone Wheeler. You could have gone Wheeler, Sanchez, Nola, Luzardo, Walker.
Luzardo.
That's why I was like, why did they go Luzardo game 2? But hey, it worked out. 11 Ks through 5, 95 pitches. I'm cool with it.
All right, real quick, Leedsy. Rafi Thompson's a player's manager.
Mm-hmm.
Tortorella was not.
No,
he was completely opposite.
No.
Of that, right? What's Sirianni? He's a player. Would you say
he's 100% a player's coach?
What's Nick Nurse?
Nick Nurse.
Is he an authoritarian?
I think he's more toward. He's not a player's coach. He's a strictly, I think, X's and O's guy. Because I do think Nick Nurse, he's got, again, he proved with his Toronto days that he could be a good coach.
Well, he's got a championship under his belt.
Yeah, and he's really good at getting his players to play well, defensively and lock in when it matters. I mean, he took some bad Raptors teams after that championship pretty deep in the playoffs just with his coaching ability.
Right.
So I would say he's a strictly X's and O's coach.
You buy into that there, Ryan?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, listen, you got to give him a stable ship before you criticize him, and this year has been far from that. So I think you give him next season with a healthy team, prioritize getting more young guys and giving minutes to the young guys who have energy out there, not these dinosaurs and these veteran minimum contracts, and then see what he can do. Because one of the biggest things, and I'll wrap up my thought right here, one of the biggest things with him was his ability to get the team to play cohesive, and the ball movement was something that you really hadn't seen outside of like the Warriors teams when he first came into the league. So we'll see if he can tap back into that coaching style.
All right, on the other side, we'll ask Tommy Greene all about his thoughts on the Phillies and preview today's game. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Now, just about everybody knows about La Scala's Beach House. We love it down there. I'm craving their meatball trio. Hey, La Scala's opened 2 summers ago to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Phillies weekend down in D.C. against the Nationals. Plus, we'll look back at the NCAA tournament. I'll have details on this year's Eagles draft party, where, when, what you can win. All of that is coming up on the Monday edition of the Sports Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and non-stop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at Walmart.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
We're famous for our buffalo wings. The Piccadilly. When it comes to cooking wings, we're the king. The Pick-a-lily.
On game day, don't wing it. Take the trip to the Pick, South Jersey's king of the wing. Try their award-winning wings, tails, and ears in mild, spicy, or hot, or signature flavors like garlic parm, hot honey, Jim Beam maple, and more. For eat-in or takeout, get your chicken wing fix on Route 206 at the Piccadilly Inn. Join the flock. Follow them on Facebook for events and game day specials.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, that never gets old, and I am so superstitious because the last 3 years that we've had Tommy on the show for On the Mound, the Phillies made the playoffs, and albeit they've regressed since a couple years ago. They went to the World Series, the NLCS, and the last year where they were eliminated NLDS. But I think this year we're going back to the World Series. Now it's time for On the Mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the Locker Room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the Locker Room our good buddy, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Good morning, T.D. Greene.
How you doing, Billy?
Well, I tell you what, Tommy, it never gets old. I love hearing that. I get the chills the same exact time the first time, the 10th time I hear it. And you know what? That's a moment that'll be etched forever. Harry Callis called it. How about it? Doesn't get any better than that.
It's always good hearing that thing. It makes me feel younger.
How'd your winter go, Tommy?
It's going great. Just trying to stay healthy. You know what getting older does to you. You wake up with different aches and pains all the time.
You got that right. But I got to tell you, Tommy, I texted you yesterday. It was funny because you just gave me a thumbs up emoji. But I tried to prod you a little bit with the 19 strikeouts on opening day. Now, I know it's game one, Tommy, but it just got under my skin. I know there were shadows, but Tommy, I never they were making so many excuses. The announcers were making excuses about the shadows. It's not the first time that players had to play in shadows. You did it before, and not only that, the other team did too.
Billy, I expected that out of you. Yeah, every week we come on. Yeah, we won the ball game. What's the big deal? So, I mean, hey, and if you can't see a ball, you can't hit it.
You got that right.
And you can tell me, if you ask me, what game would I want to pitch in? One that has a bunch of shadows. I'm in the sun and they're in the shadow. I'm picking that, dude, because they can't see it. And I got a better chance of doing that. And plus that, Mackenzie Gore, I told you about. He's from my high school.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, he is. He was the first round pick, back with San Diego some years back, and he's a first round pick for a reason, And you say he's got great stuff, and he's starting to put it together over the past 2 years, being a solid, front line starter. He's got the stuff to do it with, and you saw that. So. Yeah. But if you can't see a baseball, you can't put a bat on it. It's hard. It's hard to hit to foul it off. So
I was being a little critical, but all right. Nevertheless,
19 is a lot.
That's a lot.
I get
Tom.
that.
Yeah,
but I get that. But hey, there's times that guys. Hit Roger Clemens and those guys like that punch out 20 in a game.
Yeah.
Even without shadows.
Tommy, let's first talk about Zach Wheeler. I thought he looked great on Thursday. How did you rate his performance? What did you see from him on Thursday?
I thought he was great. I mean, don't change nothing. Don't talk about him too much, Billy. Leave him alone. That's everybody's tendency. Leave well enough alone. Just let them keep going. You know. Hey, nothing. With what's happening with the starting rotation, I mean, you can't. The way the first two starts, you can't ask for any better. You know. So I mean, you want them to stay healthy, keep doing their stuff, and they go about their business, and just leave them alone. That's me as a ball player. Just hey, leave me alone. I don't need to hear all the crap. You know?
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. He's back with us for another year on the mound every Sunday. Usually they get a 1 o'clock, 1:30 start for the Phillies today. Aaron Nola going for the Phils. I mean you got technically your second starter. But he's pitching in the third spot, and can make things. I mean they go 3-0 today.
Well, yeah, I mean there's a very good chance. You know, people put a lot of emphasis on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the rotation, but really after your first start. It's sort of like Schwarber leading off. He's leading off one time a game. Basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're basically in that position one time a year because things change. Off days happen. You pitch against other pitchers. You got the, say to speak, fourth and fifth guy pitching against the number one guy. Right. You know, it does of the other team. So it really doesn't matter. That day the team is pitching is the number one guy. You know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, because they got the ability to shove it up your rear just like anybody else does.
Hey, good morning, Tommy. So yesterday we finally got to see Jesus Luzardo make his debut for the Phillies, pitch a pretty good performance. And
I think it's an outstanding performance.
Yeah, for sure. And I wanted to get your thoughts on, what is it like to be a guy playing his first game for a new team, getting out there, is there like extra pressure to impress your new city and your new fan base, or is it just business as usual?
Well, anytime, I mean, I think if you're not nervous before you go out there, you're something wrong with you a little bit. The anxiety of it, because you want, and once you throw that first strike, you're good. I know that's the way I was. I mean, because you're amped up and ready to go. You want to do well. And, I mean, sometimes you can put a little bit too much pressure on yourself to do well. Look at the Dodgers guy yesterday. I think that was one of some guys that handle it in different ways. And, I mean, even pitching in the big leagues like me back in the days, I was so amped up and, to go into postseason, it's a different beast. Going in there, you lose command. And that's just being able to handle the situation. Once you get in it and you experience it, you got a better chance to handle it. I think he's going to be better for it after this. That's by and past him. He sort of knows what the deal is now, and now he can go. And he'll be, but he still has to get over the hurdle, being a little bit anxious and excited to go in games. That's the same way with every pitcher. Luzardo. I think the big thing with him was coming into spring training and as he got going, not having any issues health-wise with his back or anything, what he had trouble with the year before, is getting over that mental block, because a lot of it's mentality is mental. Coming back from injury, it's you're healthy, but it's still, is it going to hurt or is it going to flare up? It's the unknown a little bit, and you have to prove it to yourself that it's going to be okay. And the effort you put in, are you going to be able to go, 90, 100%, but like you're used to pitching before? Because not everything is full max all the time, So, but you want to be able to do it if it's when you need to call upon it. So that's the big thing with Luzardo. I thought was a huge thing with him, was overcoming that. And once he got in that game and started throwing, I mean, he threw strikes, and the guy called him with, for the home run. But I mean, that's pitching. You're gonna get caught. But I mean, for him to punch out 11 in his first out, I mean, it shows you what type of stuff he does have. And the shadows weren't there. So I mean, that's good stuff.
Yeah, he had his slider away working really well yesterday, the fastball away as well. And, Keibert Ruiz, he got Zach Wheeler on Thursday as well, so that guy's just scorching hot right now. Hot. You can't really blame him.
Yeah, he's hot. Yeah, I mean, guys that are hot, you have to be careful with, a little bit, Yeah, it's not that you don't pitch around them, but you have to make quality pitches. And sometimes you tip your hat, he hits a quality pitch. hey, you tip your hat.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible location on that home run ball.
No, but I mean, it didn't break. It was a slider that didn't break like his other ones. You know, it sort of stayed over. It was a little down, but it wasn't. It didn't take the break like the other ones did, and that happens sometimes. You know, so
He threw 95 pitches, 63 for strikes. So that's that's
awesome. I mean, I wanted to see him. I mean, obviously, starting pitchers, I want to see him go at least 6. You know, and the pitch count sort of. You know, I look as a starting pitcher. Major league average when I played. I don't know what it is now. I sort of go off a major league average pitch per inning was like around 15. So you do the math, that's like 6 innings, right? Yeah. You know, he should be able to get there. So he did. So, I mean, punching out 11 requires more pitches thrown.
Right.
You know? So, and if you walk anybody and stuff on top of it or run deep counts, that adds more to it. So, I mean, there's one thing, people like strikeouts and all that stuff, but you're asking guys to be, I mean, it's a hard thing to do to stay in games longer because they're not letting them go like they used to. I mean, that's why it wasn't nothing with me throw 120 pitches in 6 innings sometimes. You know what I mean? I mean, because I got a lot of foul balls, and if you walk 1 or 2, I mean, I mean, not necessarily you give up a bunch of hits. You might give up 4 or 5 hits in a game that you pitch in 6 or 7 innings. I mean, so you're throwing those pitches, and you might be punching out 8, 9, 10 guys. You know what I mean? So, so, I mean, I like guys. I mean, that's what's so important about spring training to me is getting the pitch count up to where they can go 6 innings. You know, it gives us a bullpen. You know, I mean, that's why they got so many bullpen guys now. You know, to be able to hopefully handle that. You know, so.
Tommy, I want to pick your brain a little bit about Bryson Stott real quick. Obviously, did not have the season any Phillies fan expected last year. His average took a big dip. The glove did not take a dip at all, though. Still a Gold Glove second baseman in my eyes. But yesterday has a big day, 2 for 2 with a solo home run, a double, also drew a walk. I mean, he was the MVP of the game, at least in my eyes, yesterday. What did you see from him, and do you think he could return to his 2022 form this season?
Well, first of all, we didn't know he was injured last year.
Right.
You didn't hear that until this one. I mean, so guys deal with different issues that you don't hear about, you know. So it's, that's what you got to take in mind before you get on them too hard. Sometimes there might be an issue going on, but you still got to get on them. You got to let them know they need to be better. But words are powerful, and I choose to be constructive, not destructive. So
unlike
we
Billy,
all know he's a better. we all know that Bryce is a quality major league player, and his approach to batting, especially he showed as a rookie and stuff, was outstanding. Him having a little bit of the year like he did last year, it was sort of I questions. I remember one time there's something going on with him that he just doesn't look the same. And then we end up finding out that could play a major role. So I'm looking at his confidence at the plate now, thinking that he's healthy. He's showing the way he's swinging the bat aggressively through spring training and stuff. Just the way he swings, he's just got to get back to his track how he approached his rookie year.
Yeah,
working those counts and stuff like that, and because he worked deep counts all the time, wasn't afraid to hit with 2 strikes and stuff like that. That's a huge asset to have a guy like that, especially he's going to be hitting it sort of at the bottom of the order right now, that can turn that order over to get to our guys at the top that are, so to speak, hot right now. So, I mean, that you're talking about runs being scored there.
Tommy, we got the lineup has just come out. Schwarber's leading off, Bohm second, Harper, Castellanos, Stott moving up to the 5th spot, Sosa, Marsh, Rojas, Marchand, and Aaron Nola. They'll be doing the pitching today. Let's get. Hopefully, we can sweep the series. Before we let you go, Tommy, I never got a chance to ask you, what are your expectations for this Phillies team this year?
Everybody asks that. We played 2 games.
No, but I mean,
everybody's like, every year as a baseball player, you're going in, we want to get to the ultimate prize. And Harper says that pretty much, but you got to take care of business first. I don't expect. I expect them to go out and play every day hard and give themselves a chance to win. You know.
Well, the only reason I ask you this, Tommy,
stuff like that. I mean, you're up for disappointment if you put them on Mount Everest first.
Well, as a fan, Tommy, we got to have expectations. I mean, this team's getting older, Tommy.
We got a great ball club.
All right.
Why not enjoy and watch them play without putting so much expectation on them?
Because that's my job.
That brings the boo birds out when somebody makes a mistake all the time. You know what I mean? Because they think just because I can boo them because they should be great.
Right.
You know, that's not the game. You know, you got to understand that. Hey, enjoy the game, Billy.
Long season.
Enjoy it.
Tommy's already talking me off the ledge after game 2.
We're
2-0, by the way.
Haven't even gotten the first pitch of game 3.
Hey, we've scored 18 runs in 2 games. You know. What more do you want, Billy?
It'll never be enough for this guy.
I know. Yeah.
All right, Tommy. Listen, man, we are so excited to have you back. Listen, I'm superstitious. I said I gotta have Tommy Greene back. We've had you for the 3 years and we've been in the playoffs, so let's keep it going, T.
Well, I hope that's the good luck charm. But I enjoy talking about them and watching them play. You know, it's baseball is a great game. Let's just enjoy it. Remember that.
All right, T. Greene. As always, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
You got it, Billy.
Thanks, he is, Tommy Greene. On the Mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene is sponsored by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. Go down there and say hello to Dave and Joe Newman, Mama Blitz, Kevin. They do a great job down there. All right. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, home builders, developers, attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. All right, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number 1.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Right nearby, right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
we can be twinsies
to
how was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card good for use at the Cheese Board, Central Square in Linwood for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at SeizeTheDeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to SeizeTheDeal.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
But when you throw your love away. All right, we're back broadcasting live. Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield.
That'll wake the listeners up.
Schweim, my Locker Room youth movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. And we're talking a little Phillies baseball. Yeah, I am superstitious. And the first thing I thought of, guys, was, like, I got to get Tommy Greene back. Because ever since we've had him on the show doing On the Mound, we've been to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue against it. I mean, that is the truth. And whether it's superstition or not.
For me, it is.
Yeah, Tommy Greene, he brings those vibes.
But he does also have great insight because he pitched the no-hitter.
Yeah.
He was on that 93 team, which is, like, one of my favorite teams ever of all time.
Probably one of the most beloved Philly sports teams of all time.
That team was crazy, man.
Yeah.
They were fun to watch.
Yeah. What's the one nickname? I know there's a nickname with that team. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But
they were a bunch of throwbacks.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a fun. They embodied Philadelphia.
They
it was
sure did, man.
Great team. Tommy Greene, he's one of those guys.
I mean, I'm critical of the Phillies, but as a fan, I mean, that's why we watch the games day in and day out, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to get yourself invested. Yeah, you got to get yourself invested. I mean, if you don't care, then what's the point of watching? I mean, Philly sports, I know it's, some people like to say
when
we're
they strike
crazy.
out 19 times, I'm like, I get frustrated watching a game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I know it's the first game of the season. There's going to be a bit of,
But that's why you just said it perfectly, Leeds. You said, well, why if I'm going to invest my time and effort into watching this game and get excited, if I want to complain, I can complain.
Yeah, I mean,
that's fair. I mean, I was amped up for opening day. I sat on my couch. I'm like a kid on Christmas Day, right? And then they strike out. I think they were up to like 11 through 5. I'm like, this is pathetic, man.
Like, I like pitching duels, but that. I mean,
but hey, they struck out 19 times. And they still found a way to win that game. What, like 7-3?
That's right.
So I'll take it.
I'll tell you what. Talk about a bad bullpen, man. The Nationals bullpen stinks, man.
Phillies not looking too great either. Jordan Romano did not look good, but
Blue saving his first opportunity.
Yeah.
By the way, I was thinking of Macho Rowe.
Yeah. Macho Rowe. Those were the days,
It's a badass name.
That was great. That was a tough-nosed team. Listen, it's a long season. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. Tommy Greene will be with us throughout the whole baseball season, brought to you by Blitz's Market. On the other side, we're going to talk a little Flyers hockey, a little Eagles football sprinkled in, and then, of course, our high school athletes in the spotlight with Fran Malaughlin, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory. It's all coming up next right here on The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Hey, it's Mike Gill for Game Day Men's Health in Egg Harbor Township. 1 in 4 men over 30 in the U.S. have low testosterone levels. Whether you're chasing peak performance, reigniting intimacy, or simply want to feel your best, Game Day Men's Health is defining a new era in men's health, delivering premium testosterone replacement therapy, moving the stigma around erectile dysfunction, and supporting weight loss with medical treatments and vitamin therapy. Fast appointments, immediate results, and expert guidelines. No shortcuts. Their EHC office provides privacy, comfort, flat-screen TVs, and zero fluff. Get stronger and get healthier and get back in the game with free testosterone tests and consultation, a complete medical evaluation, and a customized game plan. With on-site lab, you'll get testosterone levels in just 15 minutes. Call Game Day Men's Health in EHT, 609-365-7088, or visit them on English Creek Avenue in EHT and GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Tell them Mike Gill sent you for a special offer.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
This is New Jersey Human Services Commissioner Sarah Edelman. Home health aides and direct support professionals are in high demand, and this important part of our workforce is essential in helping older adults and individuals with disabilities to live active, engaged lives. New Jersey Human Services can help connect you with jobs and training in these critical and rewarding fields. Make a difference in the lives of others while empowering your own future. Visit jobsthatcare.nj.gov today. That's jobsthatcare.nj.gov.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card good for use at the Cheese Board, Central Square in Linwood for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
SeizeTheDeal.com. Home of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, my locker room youth movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, on the last Sunday of March, 30th of March. Of course, the Phillies close out a series with the Nationals today, 135. Aaron Nola's on the hill.
Knowles.
You like the Phils?
today? Andrew Leeds?
I think so. I mean, I think they're just going to take care of business. The Nationals, they're still a young team, couple years away. I think they should be able to, hopefully Nola has a better performance. That, he can be shaky at times. Hopefully he has one of his better performances today. And, I think they're going to close out the series with a sweep.
So some notes from baseball's opening couple days. The Dodgers and the Yankees are probably the biggest story, right? All the home runs with that new bat for the Yankees, and the Dodgers are off to a 5-0 start. Mookie Betts is hitting 500. He hit a home run in dramatic fashion the other night. The Dodgers come to town at the end of the week.
Yeah, the only time they're in town in Philly this year, and it's right off the bat of the season. I mean, yeah, it'll be fun to have that team in town. Hopefully the Phillies can, put up a good fight. Remember last year when they came to Philly and the Phillies swept them, right?
Yeah.
So
that was a big deal last year when they came in and they swept them.
I still remember Strom striking out Ohtani with the bases loaded. That was an awesome moment.
The Phillies are 2-0. The Braves are 0-3. Now I know it's early going and anything can happen, but you do want to get off to a good start. And they're 0-3. The Mets are 1-2. Did you see Soto, Nader?
Hater. Yeah, first game of the year he struck out in the outside slider. Yeah.
Do Soto, his antics, when he's in the batter's box.
The Soto shuffle.
Just some of the way he looks at pitchers and stares people down.
He's got the shuffle going on.
He's aggravating too. He's the type of guy you'd love to have on your team.
I was going to say you'd love him if he was a Philly.
But he's the kind of guy that's not on your team. You can't stand him.
How do you think that contract's going to age? I mean, $765 million for.
He will never live up to those expectations.
And is this going to become the norm now? Like, is Vlad Guerrero Jr. going to get $650, $700 million this offseason over 13 years?
You would think at some point, and I said this probably 12 years ago now, I predicted a crash, like a stock market crash in 1929 when the Great Depression. I think the dollar or the sports ticket's going to get so high, eventually it's going to have to crash, don't you think?
I mean, they might need to put a salary cap on this league or something because it's
out of control.
You can go into luxury tax as much as you want. Obviously, it gets more expensive each time, but $765 million for a guy who only plays one side of the ball is unreal. And most of his money wasn't really that deferred. I mean, he does have an opt-out after the fifth year. So
speaking of signings, how about the Giants? They got Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I don't know what the
Schweiner didn't know that till today. Apparently, flew under the radar for.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I'm in Phillies mode right now.
Yeah, well, you knew Winston, just not Russ.
Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, I saw grumblings about it, but I'm shocked they brought both guys in.
Yeah, do we think the Giants are starting a bit of a quarterback factory over there?
Factory, like the glue factory. They're all washed up quarterbacks, washed up horses.
Yeah, I don't know what
are
the
they
Giants...
having a competition out there between Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson? Are you kidding me?
I will say they've got three funny-ass quarterbacks. They got Jameis Winston, who's obviously the funniest quarterback in the league. Then you have Russell Wilson, who's known for being cringy and corny. And then you have Tommy Cutlets, Tommy DeVito is the third-string QB.
Like, what are the Giants doing, man? Yeah. They're almost becoming like a laughingstock.
Who do you think they're going to draft with their top pick? What do they have, 3?
Yeah, pick 3. So I
thought
it was going to be a
Carter.
quarterback. I thought it was going to be a quarterback.
Don't they need a running back? What's that guy's name from Arizona? That kid that was...
You're talking about...
Scatabo?
Scatabo?
Yeah.
Well, I think they'd go Ashton Jean.
Yeah, Scatabo's going to be probably a second-round, third-round pick.
Well, the only reason I said running back is because...
Saquon.
The gift that keeps on giving.
I could see them taking Abdul Carter from Penn State. He looks like to be like the next Micah Parsons. Travis Hunter from Colorado.
Any shot the Eagles get Micah Parsons in a trade, maybe?
Not this year. I don't think this year.
He wants a king's ransom to play in Dallas.
We don't really have a king's ransom to give him, though. That's the problem.
Yeah. With the Giants, I mean, the only way I see them not possibly getting Abdul Carter is because I could see Cleveland taking him number 2. Yeah. I think Travis Hunter is probably what I would say the likely option at this point. I saw a funny tweet before they signed Russell Wilson that was saying how they should draft Travis Hunter. They should draft Travis Hunter so that he can tackle the defenders when Jameis
Wilson
on a completely separate tangent over here.
Wilson!
It is the weekend for Billy Schwein.
Could you tell it's Sunday at 11 a.m. by the way this guy's acting?
Excuse me. Oh, my God. I find that hysterical.
Yeah.
What, did they sign Russ?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make much sense. They're not going to compete this year, I don't think, at least. Neighbors is a good receiver. If they draft Travis Hunter, he's going to play some receiver for him. But, I don't know. They've got bigger needs right now than just a quarterback. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles got doing away with the pep band. We talked about this yesterday. Now, Leeds, you're down there. You still work for the Eagles?
Yeah. No,
What's the scuttlebutt?
There's not much what I've heard. All I know is that all of us, that work there that I know are, upset about it. Obviously, we love those guys over there.
So we
always bring the energy on game days.
Well, we talked about the fact that they're not coming back. It has to be maybe something financial, right? Maybe they couldn't come to terms with how much the money because the Eagles own that song.
Yeah.
It's not their song. It's not the band song. It's the Eagles song. Right?
Yeah. I mean, you would assume it'd be something along those lines. I mean, I know you mentioned.
But the press release, it said they're going to try to modernize the song or change the.
Yeah, modernize their music.
Evolve or something. They said they're going to evolve the music. What's that mean, Leeds?
I don't know.
Probably means tweak it so they can trademark it to
What,
some
are you going to turn it into rap, that song?
I don't know. I doubt that. Maybe just change a few things.
There is nothing in this world better than being in an Eagles game, in a critical game, when they score and win in a close game. I will never forget the jubilation of going to that first Super Bowl and singing the Eagles fight song at the end of that game. Everybody was in tears.
It's like a mini
parade.
parade.
It was the most euphoric feeling ever when they score a touchdown and the whole stadium sings in unison. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's like there's nothing better than it.
Yeah.
I would say it's the best victory song. I mean, might be the. How many other teams have a victory song?
I know the Dolphins
I think there's
have
three.
one.
I think Washington has one.
Washington at least used to have
Chicago,
one.
I think, has one.
The Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins.
Well, that used to be Houston Oilers.
They just kind of ripped it off.
Oilers. Houston Oilers, number one.
I think the Ravens have one. I don't remember how it goes, but I think I've heard the
But
Ravens.
out of all,
but the Eagles is the most
right.
iconic.
Yeah, I mean, all bias aside, I think this. The Eagles take the cake. But
so it's so funny because we talked about you just said, well, you don't. A couple teams have songs. We can't even really name them or sing
right.
them. Do you think other people in other cities are aware of our song?
I think they are.
I think so. I think they're at the very least aware of our chant because I don't know if you saw it. I mentioned this to Andrew.
The game yesterday.
Yeah, in Washington, D.C. at Nats Park, somebody went on a Reddit forum, and I'll pull the exact post up right now, and I obviously can't say the expletives, but
you can hear it on the TV.
They were not
broadcast.
They were not very friendly over there at Nats Park. Are very happy that the Phillies were taking over. This is on a Reddit forum. A Nationals fan puts this up and says, "We got to do so." This is the topic line. We got to do something about the Phillies fans next time. And then he goes, "We can't let them take over our own ballpark like that. It's demoralizing. While I would love to get revenge by buying up a bunch of tickets to a game in Philly to ensure empty sections, excuse me, I don't have the kind of cash to just light a bunch of money on fire, and neither does anyone else here. I just need to not hear any of those bleeping Eagles chants next time."
It was pronounced. You could hear it clear as day.
They were getting bored out there. It was a blowout.
And see, I do like when the Phillies are, playing in Philly, and I hear the Eagles chants during the game. It does make me a little annoyed. I'm like, can we focus on the Phils? But at the when it's at another team's
but when
ballpark,
they're blowing out, I know it's like. Yeah. But here's the thing: we're susceptible to this too, because when you remember when the Knicks fans came down to the Sixers, that was embarrassing. So I can't imagine what the Nationals fans think.
Yeah, I mean,
not that I care.
Especially after we beat them in the playoffs too. I mean,
right?
that's got to be scarring for them for it to happen in a Nats game. Baseball season just starting. They got to deal with that already again. But hey, it brings a smile to my face.
There's nothing worse than having Mets fans, stinking Mets fans. That's right, Mr.
Terrible.
Met. If you're listening, stinking Mets fans, when they come down to the Citizens Bank Park, I don't like that much.
No, yeah.
And they are there. They come.
They do represent. Yeah, they do a pretty good job when they come to Philly. So.
Yeah, really the only sport I'd say we keep them out, like opposing fans completely out, is the Eagles. They'll never be a takeover.
I mean, Eagles fans can't even get tickets half the time to the games, let alone New York fans.
So listen, 2-0, got Nola on the hill today. Things are looking good for the Eagles. On the other side, I do want to get into some Flyers talk because I want to go over some coaches that might be coming this way. But and talk about the players, how they're playing relaxed hockey. They won yesterday, 7-4.
2 in a row.
2 in a row. Tortorella's gone. They win 2 in a row. We'll get into all that on the other side. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Get down there and say hello to Jason, Will, JM. Those guys are great guys down there. All right, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann & Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether for commercial residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann & Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call anytime, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and my locker room, a youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Y'all are saying biscuits aren't as good as bagels for breakfast sandwich? The biscuit is better.
Cece, no,
the biscuit is better.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Y'all are having the wrong. I don't know who making y'all biscuits. Y'all are all off. Like, if you got a biscuit as the vehicle for the breakfast sandwich, I'll take that 10 times out of 10 over a bagel.
What?
Wake up weekday mornings with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and non-stop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. And, of course, Leeds, you run the website. You do a great job. If you miss anything, you go to the website, thelockerroombillyschwein.com. You got all kind of stuff up on that website, don't you,
Yes, sir. We got all of your latest articles from 97.3 ESPN. We got the recent interviews. You can watch live today's show and every show live. We got photos from over the years. We got all the, high school athletes in the spotlight.
And we'll be posting the On the Mound with Tommy Greene.
Yep, On the Mound every week. You'll be able to find it right there.
Also, if you miss an episode in your car or whatever, you can upload the. I'm on 8 podcast locations. The Locker Room, Billy Schwein. So check it out. Upload. Was that an upload or is that a download? What is
Download.
That? That's a download.
Yeah.
All right. Download.
You're uploading, they're downloading.
I upload, they download.
There you go.
All right. Well, you know what's going to be a real load is the Flyers search for a head coach.
Yeah.
And
Obviously, a lot of names out there.
There are a lot of names out there. It says that Rick Tocchet is the odds-on favorite to be the Flyers' next head coach. I think it would be a great fit. My good friend Jeff Harding, who used to play for the Flyers and the Minnesota North Stars, who lives in Warrington area, I still maintain a friendship with Hards, and he thinks that Tocchet would be a great fit for this team because he's a former Flyer great. We went to two Stanley Cups with that team, and then won one as a player with Pittsburgh. But he's got the cachet to get younger, maybe to inspire younger players.
Yeah, and that's the type of guy that you would like to have with a young rebuilding team like this. I mean, he's a guy who's not like Tortorella, who he's going to scoff at the idea of, having to coach a rebuilding team. He's a guy who's going to want to, elevate these guys and, get them playing well. So
But I know Tocchett's personality. I don't know, I know how he used to be because I haven't hung out with him in a long time. But he was like no nonsense as a player. And I would imagine that you've had to change a little bit of that because of the modern athlete. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure there's a bit of a difference from when Tocchet
Tortorella
played.
can't get away with it. I think that's passed him by, or at least for that type of team, a team that has no expectations of making the playoffs. It's more of a learning thing and waiting to get accumulate some players.
Yeah. I mean, as good as it is to have a guy who's complete no nonsense, like lock in, it's tough to do that with a team who, again, they're still trying to, kind of like you said, learn to play at the NHL level and, get, build chemistry and get this team. You kind of want that kind of guy when you got a team who's got the talent and got the, the firepower to make that championship run. You just need somebody to keep control of the locker room. But yeah, I think, with today's athlete, it's, social media, obviously, it's a little harder to be as no nonsense as it was.
Ian LePerrier's name's popping up down there. He's down with the Phantoms.
Yeah, I mean, they could go in-house or something like that.
Mike Sullivan.
It's a shame your boy Chief is over in Toronto.
Yeah.
He would have thrown his hat in the race.
Talks without a contract. This is his last year under contract with Vancouver.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of fits perfectly timed-wise.
I'd like to see it. Now, Tortorella did, he's done some things. He benched Sanheim. Remember he benched Sanheim in front of his family? Like, I don't remember his family came in or whatever. He benched them. Like, Tortorella did some stuff that players just, I don't think he likes. Like, players like. You know what I mean? He does things like, I was in favor of him benching Mitchkov for one game because to wake him up. But if you do it 2 and 3 times, there's a problem there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to have a balance of, being hard-nosed and willing to make those difficult decisions. But, again, these guys, they're all humans. Like, they're all people who, especially, like, their family's there. Like, you got to put some of that aside at times, and you can't just be that level of...
I don't care what level you're playing sports, because it happened to me when I was in college. My quarterback coach, his name was Galen Welburn, right?
Okay.
And my mom and dad... my brother Bobby and I played college football, and my mom and dad drove. We were playing a non-conference game, and I was second-string quarterback, and my quarterback coach told me he's going to get me. Tell your parents to come on down. I'll get you in the game no matter what. So, get you in a couple series. I just wanted the 16-hour drive, 14-hour drive, straight up in the mountains. My parents come all the way down. I used to hold for extra points. The ball comes squibbing back. It wasn't my fault. The center, he didn't get the ball to me.
Yeah.
And, we missed the kick. He never put me in. I was fuming. Well, I can only imagine what a professional hockey player, you get all your parents fly in from a far away, right? And then you get benched.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw recently, I think it was last week, the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA, their coach, I believe the week before, Joe Ingles' family had made the trip all the way from whatever, I forget what country he's from.
Australia.
And,
They fired him.
well, no, you're thinking of the Grizzlies. With Joe Ingles, his family flew all the way over, and he didn't end up playing at all.
I mean,
so then the next week, the head coach of the Timberwolves started Joe Ingles in front because his family came back. He apologized, and he had him in the starting lineup. Which Joe Ingles, he's not a starting level player, but he made that notion as sometimes you got to do the human thing, and he knew his family was going to be there, so he made sure to start him and give him some extra minutes.
Another thing that Tortorella did, he names Couturier captain. And a week later, he benches him.
Yeah, I think that's where this kind of really started to crumble a little bit in the Torts era. I mean, when you do something like that, I know you're trying to send a message, and if he's not playing well, feel free to bench him at that point. If the guy deserves to be in the starting lineup or in the rotation, then he deserves to be. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was a very contradictory move, and I think that's what really started to ruffle the feathers a little bit last year.
I think the die was cast in that interview he did with NBC.
100%.
Sports.
Yeah,
you can hear.
You can't say that.
Huh?
You can't say that.
What do you mean?
What he said to NBC Sports
no,
Philadelphia.
Right, you can't say that. No, right.
You're essentially waving the white flag at that point. You can think it all you want, and Torts has been very unfiltered. We know, we've expected that from him at this point, but you can't just. You're essentially saying I don't want to coach here anymore, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and I remember when the news first broke, the initial reports were saying that he stepped down, and then obviously within a couple minutes, John Clark came out saying that he was relieved by Danny Briere. But yeah, I think after that interview, most people, it wouldn't have been surprising if he had stepped down, because he just sounded so out on this team and the idea of coaching them.
Do you think he gets another head coaching job? Has to, right?
Well, the Flyers still owe him money.
I know.
They're still going to have to pay him.
I've seen rumors about the Bruins.
Because, the NHL seems to recycle coaches more than any other sport.
Yeah. And I think he is a good coach. I just don't think he was the right coach for this situation at all. I mean, he told him that. Right. He told us that himself, basically.
When we had Danny Briere on my show, we had Keith Jones on the show. They always, both of them, to a man, said there's no expectations for this team. Would Tocchet want to come to a team that has no expectations?
I mean, that's the decision he's going to have to make.
Remember, his deal runs out at the end of the year. He's a free agent, basically, as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, it depends if he sees guys like Mishkov and wants to coach guys like that and help them grow their game. Because, whoever the coach is going to be, they do have to understand this is a rebuilding team.
I just read this. The Vancouver Canucks have a club option for Tocchet. So
gotcha.
They'd have to let him out of that, I would imagine.
Yeah. So, I mean,
he won Tocchet won the Jack Adams Award last year.
Yeah.
Coach of the year.
I'll tell you what, the Flyers, though, they have to make this situation a little bit more appealing to any head coach that's going to want to come over here. I mean, like you said, a lot of these guys probably wouldn't want to come to the Flyers if they're not going to be competing at all, or at least trying to make, moves and changes to compete next year. They need a goalie first and foremost. That has to happen. Erson's shown flashes.
Erson looked great in the Four Nations series. He comes back and he
not able to put together in the NHL.
Say something in the bed, but
yeah, exactly. Crap in the bed.
Yeah, basically.
I don't understand it. Fedotov, again, has shown flashes every now and again, but really has shown more inconsistencies than flashes. So you have to get a goalie, and then you have to either Tippett's got to emerge as that second star, that 1B. I don't think that's going to happen. You got to get a second goal scorer alongside Michkov and take his game to another level, and then this will become a very appealing spot for a head coaching candidate.
I think Tocchet would be the perfect fit. Former Flyer, fans loved him. He's a winner. Won the Jack Adams Award last year. He's been on Stanley Cup teams as both a player and a head coach, so he's got the gravitas for that. Right? He's got the resume for that.
So you're hiring Tocchet today if it was up to you.
Yeah, I think I would.
All right.
And like I said, I don't talk to him like I used to. Yeah. But I did send them a couple text messages. He never got back to me. But I put Chief on it. I figured I'd get a little responses with a three-way thing, and nothing. Crickets. He doesn't want. I told Chief. I said.
Well, he does have a job currently.
If Tocchet comes to Philly, I'm getting myself I'm going to get a press pass, and he'll have to answer my.
Yeah,
questions.
there you go. I'll have to text you
And then
back.
Chief said he'll make sure I never get a press pass.
I could see that happening.
No, but I mean. I think it would be good for, like I said, Jeff Hardy, former Flyer. He thinks it'd be a great idea.
Yeah, why not? I mean, listen.
He's been a proponent for it.
It's going to be a long process, and obviously, what's the interim head coach's name going to be? Bradshaw, right?
Bradshaw.
So we'll see how he does. I mean, maybe he throws his hat in the ring if he does well enough in this final stretch. But yeah, I mean, I'm ready for the new era of orange as they have been advertising it, and this has been far from it.
I always love. I mean, the springtime baseball starts, and then basketball and hockey playoffs are usually kick into gear right at the beginning of the baseball season, and we haven't had playoff hockey in I don't know how many years has this been.
It's been what? I think 2018.
I think the COVID season.
Oh, the COVID.
They make it
COVID season
with their first round exits, right?
But I mean, it wasn't even like a
second. They were second round, but they were supposed to be the Stanley Cup favorites, and then they lost in the second round.
Next year they came out and crapped the bed.
There you go.
I almost slipped it. But no, you know what I'm saying?
It's all right. I got a dump button.
I just think that I just miss the fact that the Flyers aren't in the playoffs in the spring. I love NHL playoff hockey, but if you don't have a dog in a fight, it's kind of tough to watch.
No playoff hockey, no playoff basketball. I mean, it's going to be weird not seeing the Sixers in the playoffs,
First
too.
time since, 2016?
16-17 season when they finally...
We signed Paul George. Yeah. We had Maxey under contract, a new contract. Embiid with an extension.
Drafted Jared McCain.
Out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
We're already eliminated. It's March 30th.
Do you think... let's not live in a hypothetical world. Let's not live in an NBA 2K, trade simulator. Do you think they could actually move on from Paul George this offseason realistically?
I don't see how they're going to do
it. They might have
it.
to attach a pick, which...
Do you think...
I wouldn't give up any... cut your losses.
Do you
It's
think
not my money.
if they did find a suitor, that the suitor, depending on the amount of draft capital they added, would take all of the contract, or you think they'd have to pay at least half of it, 25% of it?
I would say they'd have to pay at least 25.
Yeah.
Right?
It's tough. I mean, there's only 2 more years left. He only signed a 3-year deal, so it's not the worst, but it's definitely not ideal if he's going to play like he did this season.
And Mark Grimes, he's got to stop scoring points. We need a tank.
I see. That's a guy I'd like to re-sign. Quentin Grimes. You need to sign Yabu Saley.
His new name is Mark Grimes.
Yeah.
Grimesy.
Grimesy's tearing up that court over there.
All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. That's the Circle Liquor Store. Get down and say hello to Jason, Will, JM, the whole crew. All right. La Scala's Beach House. We love La Scala's. Great vibes, great food, great drinks down there. It opened 2 summers ago to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza and their daily specials. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's thescalasbeachhouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll get our high school athletes in the spotlight with Fran Malaughlin. Brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the Locker Room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-399 391-8859. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
Prime Sports has arrived. The only sports book where you can lay -108 instead of -110 on all your favorite teams. Why would you risk more to win the same amount on another sports book? I have no idea. Download the Prime Sports New Jersey app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit with up to $400 in bonus bets.
Terms and conditions apply. Real money wagers equal to deposit plus bonus required before withdrawal. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my Locker Room a Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, intern Andrew Leeds here on the 30th of March. And right now it's time to get our high school athletes in the spotlight. Sponsored by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Each week, Fran Malaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for their outstanding achievement in high school sports. Brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy, Fran Malaughlin. Good morning, Fran.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Well, we're it's overcast. I haven't been outside a little while, but it was overcast this morning. It's a little chilly. Last day or two of March. Yeah, man, we're grooving it. We're getting into the groove.
Yeah. We were spoiled yesterday. I get home from work. I go out to my deck. I kick my feet up on a railing, open up an IPA, and I'm watching the finishing races of the Stockton Regatta right out in my backyard in Brigantine. So got to see a lot of good local high school sports this week. NCAA, March Madness, men's and women's. You got the Phillies. It's a good time to be alive if you're a sports fan.
Yeah, it is. And I know the spring sports are starting to heat up. I know my brother's boy – Ocean City's baseball team, they have like 3 or 4 games under their belt, so it's starting to pick up.
Yeah, I know Ocean City split a home and home. They actually won on each other's home field with EHC to start the year, at least in the first couple of games. Softball. How about I get a 2-0 start from Wildwood Catholic girls, and they scored 23 runs in both wins.
Wow.
You know how you score that many runs, Philly, and the Phillies need to learn this. You get production from the top of your lineup. They're 2 and 3 hill hitters. Go a combined 19 of 20 in those 2 games.
Wow!
I'd like to see that out of Harper and Bohm all season long.
Maybe I suggested that Bohm cut his hair. He got himself a little trim.
Yeah, he doesn't have as short as me, but it's hard to pull off.
That's good. No, Fran, be honest. That's because you can't grow hair.
Yeah, I can grow. When you have a dome that looks this good, you have to take it all off. But. Well, back on also on that softball, that's been really a busy week. I mean, I was out of a couple games. I think I sent a picture to you. I'm standing on the left field line at Holy Spirit watching a baseball game and a Holy Spirit St. Joe's lacrosse game at the same time. But Vineland, Egg Harbor Township girls softball, they're starting to put one heck of a rivalry together. Last year, EHC upsets Vineland and goes on and wins the Cape Atlantic League. They upset Vineland in the semifinals. Vineland comes back and beats EHC to capture the Group 4 South Jersey sectional. So, of course, game 2 of the year, they meet up, go into the bottom of the, or to go into the 6th inning, all tied at 4. EHC scores 2 to take the lead, and Vineland comes right back with 4 in the bottom of the 6th to win. So we'll be looking forward to their next game on April 16th as EHC travels to Vineland. That should be a fun rivalry all year. Then, as I said, baseball, I was out that Holy Spirit game. They took a pair of they opened with AC with a pair, scored a lot of runs in both of them. They actually are now 3-0 and have averaged over 21 runs per game in their 3 wins. Locally, baseball, St. Augustine, Absegami, and Cedar Creek are all off the 2-0 starts. Great. So that's nice. I was also got out to a flag football game, Billy. We played flag football in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't really had much exposure to this. I know it's kind of a new high school sport. It was pretty entertaining.
Guess what? Dave Klemick is running. He runs a flag football tournament on Sundays, and I think our own Nick Earnshaw is the announcer.
Klemick
Performance Method.
That.
Yeah, they're playing.
Yeah, I'd say I went out to see Pleasantville. They beat Hamilton 19-0. Egg Harbor Township and Pleasantville both off the 2-0 starts, and they both both very athletic teams. I just always say, as a track cross country coach, I love soccer players. They make great runners, and both of these lineups are loaded with kids from their girls from their soccer teams. So athletic, and they can really shifty and they can move. So I look forward to when they go up against each other later in the year. And then golf, can't leave golf out. Mainland boys are off to a 6-1 start.
Wow!
So it's been pretty busy, and we haven't even talked about crew and track. So.
All right, now it's time for your high school athletes in the spotlight, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township.
All right, we had a lot of. I had to really narrow it down. I had about 8 or 9 names when I first looked at it starting on Thursday. But our boys athlete in the spotlight this week is Gavin Cesar from Oak Crest High School. He's a sophomore midfielder for their lacrosse team. He opened up his 2025 spring campaign with 9 goals. He wasn't completely self. He threw in a couple assists too in a 16-3 win over Millville. His 9 goals were a single game record for the Oak Crest squad. He added 2 goals and 2 assists in a thrilling 9-8 win over Sterling that helped the Falcons off to a strong 2-0 start this season. He's coming off a freshman campaign that saw him score 22 goals and 14 assists, so he's well on the way of eclipsing those numbers. Then on the girls' side, the athlete in the spotlight this week is junior Gabby Jones. She's a first baseman and pitcher for the Egg Harbor Township softball team. The second-year player seems to be embracing her role as a leader in the Eagles lineup this season. Jones opened up the season with a 3-home-run performance and an 18-7 win over Millville. In 2 games for the defending Cape Atlantic League champs, she's gone 5 for 7 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. I don't think we have enough fingers and toes between all of us to figure out her slugging percentage. That's just it's pretty high. So she is off to a great start and helping. That should be a pretty good season for the Egg Harbor Township Eagles. So once again, congratulations to Gavin and Gabby, this week's Philly Pretzel Factory of Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township. Athletes in the spotlight. As always, both Gavin and Gabby will receive Philly Pretzel Factory gift cards and free pretzel coupons for all their teammates and coaches.
All right, Fran Malaughlin, as always, we appreciate you and look forward to your Sunday edition of High School Athletes in the Spotlight. Thank you, Fran.
Sounds good, guys. Take care.
All right, there he is, Fran Malaughlin, with his High School Athletes in the Spotlight, sponsored by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Each week, Fran Malaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for their outstanding achievement in high school sports, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory. And everything's starting to get, taken off. The spring sports are in full gear now.
Yeah, baseball, track, everything he just mentioned right there.
I talked to a couple of the girls that row on the rowing team at Hatton Township. You know what time they practice in the morning? they got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 to get down there. They do some working out. I guess they go row, and then they go to school at 7:30.
Man, that's a long day.
Well, didn't Johnny Chaney and even Jay Wright, didn't they used to have practices like before class in the morning, like 6 a.m.?
I wouldn't be shocked if that was true.
I wouldn't be surprised. At least a lift. I see a lot of teams do like a 6 a.m. or a 5 a.m. lift, even like D3 baseball. By the way, I'm just scrolling on Twitter, and this will be music to your ears, Billy. The great chase continues today as Alex Ovechkin faces off against the Buffalo Sabres with 6 goals to go.
He only needs 6 more.
6 more goals.
10 games, right?
Yeah, I believe they played 10 more games. Let's see here. Yeah, 10 more games. So, I mean, it's very doable. He's that type of player to be able to pull something like that off. But
if he doesn't do it this year, he'll do it next year.
I mean, yeah, he's not going to retire after this season, right? So what's the big rush? Either way, it's going to happen.
How many years? He's got 21 years? Can you tell?
I think so,
It's
yeah.
21 years. Plus, he has the most empty net goals of anybody in the history of the NHL.
Gretzky had a few, too.
I know.
Gretzky had his fair share.
Gretzky is second. We looked it up. But he does have a decent amount more than Gretzky.
I think he had like 75, and Gretzky had like 68 or something.
Yeah, it was like
And
10 or 12 more.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a big disparity. But I just listen.
The Russians.
I just don't want him breaking Gretzky's record for goals or any of his records. He's gonna break it though.
Looks like he's got 20 seasons under his belt because there was that lockout at the beginning when he first got drafted.
By the way, sitting right in your seat, Danny, when Hunter used to work here, we used to get into it 5 years ago. I guess it's been 5 years now. Since he's been here. He predicted back then that Ovechkin would break the goals record.
Not a crazy. I mean, honestly,
so I
great
texted him
shot
the other
by
day
him.
and I said, "Listen, it pains me to do this, but you were right."
He called it. I mean, calling it 5 years out is a crazy thing to do. But hey, I mean, records are meant to be broken. The sport's evolving.
Did you ever think any of Gretzky's records would ever be broken?
I thought eventually, probably. I mean, did you ever think Kareem's scoring record is going to be broken by anyone in the NBA?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
But you never thought Gretzky's goal record would be
such
broken.
A disparity. I mean, there was he was such.
Yeah, but these kids are only getting better. I know Ovechkin's not a kid by any stretch. He's an early 2000s draft pick, but I mean, like I said, the sport's evolving. I feel like most records are there, meant to be broken. Did you ever think Ray Allen's 3-point record was going to be broken?
I never thought about it.
Yeah, and then Steph Curry comes along, generational talent, and breaks it.
Right off the top of your head, real quick, what record stands right now? Do you think will never be broken?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
56-game hitting streak? Joe DiMaggio?
You know what?
I don't know if
Cal Ripken's consecutive games played streak. I don't think that'll ever be broken.
400? Anybody ever hit 400?
I don't know.
I was going to say maybe. I don't know if anyone's breaking Bond's single-season home run record.
Yeah.
Some have gotten close. Yeah, obviously there's a bit of an asterisk next to the record, but still, I don't know if anyone without, what he was doing can break that record.
I know you got to hit the ball, but he would just touch the ball and it would fly out.
Yeah.
And you know what? Because you could look at him and see that there was something was not right.
He was already an insane hitter, though. I mean,
he was an insane hitter. He didn't need.
He didn't need it at all. But that's
But he wouldn't have hit for power. He would have hit for probably average.
When he got on the juice, that made him essentially like an alien playing in a league with humans.
And
that's
if you
what
remember,
it was.
all that armor.
Yeah.
So he wasn't afraid to stand in there and get
Right.
hit.
I mean, the amount of times he was intentionally walked, pitching around him. But yeah, I think my record would have to be Ripken's at 2,632 straight games played.
You don't think that'll ever be broken?
I don't think so. In today's day and age, I really do not. I mean, the record stood for 56 years before Ripken broke it, so it was Lou Gehrig before that.
Look, Eric Dickerson record of 2000, it was almost broken this year.
That's the issue with a lot of football records is that because there's an extra game now, it's going to be easier for them to get broken. But I'm going to go with a football record because to not count Barry Bonds, because obviously there's an asterisk next to that one. I'm going to say I don't think anyone wins 7 rings in football.
No.
I don't think anyone catches Brady. I think Mahomes could get up to 5.
Yeah, that's another good
I mean, nobody else even has more than 5, I believe, and Brady's got 7.
How about Strahan's 22 sacks? Somebody will pass that.
I think so.
I think so.
Again, the extra games.
Just don't fall down on the last one. You get upset. Maybe you have gas and they'll go through.
Yeah, hold a grudge for 2 decades.
You screwed me.
Can't believe he's suing
what about
ESPN
Joe?
over
I
that
did say
clip.
Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak.
That is a good one.
Rose got close at what? He got close at like 38 or something. He was on a tear. But look up his. I can't remember, but Pete Rose got close.
That is a good one. I mean, 56 games. That's pretty impressive.
I don't think Gretzky's point total will ever be broken. Because no one will ever get the assist.
Yeah, that's what's tough is the points and assists.
Because Gretzky was a better all-around player than Ovechkin.
Yeah, I think that's a fair.
His assists, I mean, his assists are not anywhere near.
I've always held the belief that of all of the GOATs in sports, Gretzky has the largest gap between who is second of any sport, and that's just I don't know if it's because of how
Mario Lemieux would have been if he didn't go through all the surgeries and remember he had to battle cancer. He could have possibly been the best player of all time, but we'll never know.
Pete Rose was 44 games.
44 games.
That was pretty
Think
close.
about this. I said 34. 44 games, and the record's 56. I don't think that'll ever be broken.
I don't know how it gets broken. I mean, that is a good 56 games.
I think that's still the NL record, I believe. Let me check.
44?
Yeah. Let's see, Joe DiMaggio. Willie Keeler in 1896-97 for the Baltimore Orioles that were in the National League at that point. So I mean, unless you go pre-1900s, that's the he had 45 games, just one more than Pete Rose. Right. So unless you go to 1896, Pete Rose is 44 in 1978 is probably the most.
We could do a whole show on that.
Yeah.
It's fun. I can talk about it all day.
Be a good question too as well for the text board.
I'll do some homework. Maybe I'll bring it up next
I remember when Stott had that 17-game hit streak, and we were thinking it was the craziest thing ever.
So you think that nobody's ever get 7 rings?
No, I don't see how. It was just such a perfect situation for those Patriots
by luck,
teams.
maybe not. Well, Brady had a hand in all 6.
Yeah.
But
very
somebody
rarely,
could probably win one just
as like a
virtue of being on a
journeyman.
team.
Yeah, but
exactly.
7. That took 20 years for him to do. Yeah. Who's going to have a 20-year career in the NFL?
To be instrumental in every single Super Bowl, though, obviously you have to play an important position. You have to be a star for it to mean more. But I think Andrew's onto something here too. Unless Mahomes and Reed do it, because you really have to have that consistency with the head coaching, and the culture's got to be consistent. Right. If you're going to be a dynasty like that.
Mahomes has 3, right?
4, I think, right?
No, Mahomes has
just 3.
He's 3 and 2 in Super Bowls.
All right.
Yeah, he's 3 and 2.
I don't think he gets 4 more.
I think he can get 2 more.
I think he can get 2 more. I think maybe.
How old is he? 29.
I believe that's right. 29. But here's the thing too: is again Brady played into his 40s. He got his last ring at what 40, 41.
He'll be 30 in September.
Yeah, is Mahomes gonna play till he's 40?
He's never hurt. I mean, never.
That's
seriously
true.
Hurt.
But does he love the game of football? Brady, he sacrificed his.
You know what? That's a good question, Leedsy. I think he's driven. I think Mahomes is driven. He wants to be. I think he
sees the record. Yeah, and and he wants to get 7 or maybe even 8. I doubt he gets 8.
So I think he's super competitive and wants it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I could see him tying it, but breaking it and getting 8 is something unheard of.
Food for thought, fellas. All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com. Or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store. They deliver. Go down there, say hello to Jason, Will, JM. They all do a great job. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Phillies weekend down in D.C. against the Nationals. Plus, we'll look back at the NCAA tournament. I'll have details on this year's Eagles draft party, where, when, what you can win. All of that is coming up on the Monday edition of the Sports Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
Paying rent can feel like throwing money away. And when you're spending so much, it can be hard to see yourself buying a home. So Rocket Mortgage is helping you put your monthly rent towards home ownership with Rent Rewards. For the first time, save up to $5,000 off the cost of your first home just by paying rent. Only at Rocket Mortgage. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
At Sturdy Savings Bank, they're making it easier for first-time homebuyers with up to $30,000 in grant assistance through the 2025 Homebuyer Dream Grant Program. Sturdy Savings Bank will provide professional guidance, mortgage options, and all the tools for your Homebuyer Dream Program grant of up to $30,000. Visit SturdyOnline.com. That's SturdyOnline.com. Subject to program eligibility and credit approval. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 410428.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
But when you throw your love away. All right, we're back broadcasting live.
I had to play it a second time for you.
Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northville. By the way, I love my Teos, man. That thing
Teos!
is sharp. Still has that new car smell. You know what I mean? They got all the bells and whistles, got all these safety features. Go up there and see Huey or John. Go up to Tom's River Volkswagen. Get yourself a Teos. Those cars are everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I see Tiguan's, Teoses, and Atlases everywhere.
Seems like more and more. It's
popular car.
Yeah.
Phillies at 135 today. Aaron Nola on the hill.
They sending out their mail-it-in lineup out there today, so we'll see. They're facing Mitchell Parker, Southpaw. See what they got.
Hey, I want to thank Tommy Greene and also Blitz's Market for sponsoring Tommy Greene again this year. Every Sunday throughout the baseball season, we'll go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by Blitz's, so thank him. I want to thank Fran Malaughlin for our high school athletes in the Spotlight segment. He does a great job with that, courtesy of Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Thank you, Andrew Leeds, the intern, Danny Ryan, the producer. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the sports day, and I'll see you next week right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the